Alright, so I'm going to show you a really cool code that you can use with Ace in Emerald, which is to encounter any Pokemon. Now, if you've seen some of my previous Ace codes, you might have seen the how to get Mirage Island, and then you can spawn a Pokemon in the grass there with a code. But that code requires a lot of code, and it's, well, this one is just much easier, and yeah, so let's get into it. Okay, so first off we go to the gist of Mettrich, and I'll have the link below. You'll need to set up a regular Ace in the game, and then set up a stable Ace. So I have a link for all of that. Once you've done that, you can come watch this video and follow along. So we're gonna go to shortcodes, and then if you see down here it says encounter any Pokemon. Once I click on that, these are the box codes for this code. Now I believe this works for any language, but it requires you to input certain numbers or characters depending on the index or hex number of the Pokemon that you want to encounter. Now, it's not as hard as it sounds. What you do is you come to this link over here, and this will take you to the list of Pokemon by index number in Generation 3. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna look at the left column here where it says hex. Now, let's say we want a Jirachi. So we're gonna come down to Jirachi here. Now you can see that the hex number is 199. Now if we take that and we look at the box names, once you come to box 4, you'll see this cash sign. So you're gonna replace the cash sign with any of these letters. Now, or not any of them, but the correct one. So if we see that Jirachi has 1 as the first number, as you can see, replace hashtag or cash sign depending on the first left hex digit. Right, so the first left is this one, 1. Okay, so you can see we can find 1. Okay, here's 1. 1 becomes J. So you're gonna put J in here. The next one comes at box 5, and here we have this @ sign. You're then gonna look at not this one, but this one. Okay, this is very important. Then you're gonna do the same thing. Look at the next number. Okay, it's 9. Where is 9 here? There is 9. 9 becomes an S. Okay. So the first letter of box 5 will be S, then you write the P, B, N, and then there's a hashtag, and this is, you're gonna replace that with the last character. So to find the last character, we take the number of the last number here, which is 9, and we look at the one at the bottom here, and we find 9, and that is now an O. Alright. So that means that your box 5 hashtag will be an O. So the rest of the code is just like it says right here. So you can just put that in and you're ready to go. Then save your game before trying to execute this code. Alright, so I have now put in the codes, and just to show you, this is box number 4. So if you're trying to get Jirachi, it should look like this, and this is box 5. Okay? And the rest of the boxes are, yeah, just as the code says. But after box 11, it doesn't matter what you have here. I have some codes from another code, but don't worry about that. It only matters what you have from box 1 to box 11, and that the symbols are correct, of course. So, after you have saved your game, you can now approach this guy inside of the Mauville Pokemon Center. As you can see, here is Mauville Pokemon Center, in case you don't remember. And then what you do is you just view the summary of your stable Ace. It doesn't have to be in your... You don't have to do this outside of the PC, you can do it inside the PC or wherever you want, but it has to be inside of the Pokemon Center. I'm using the 0x410E stable ace, so when I view the summary of this, I have to wait until the animation disappears, and then we can check what's going to happen. Okay, so if it starts the battle, it means you did it correctly, and here is Jirachi. Wow. Alright, so keep in mind this is going to be level 0, and it doesn't have any moves. So if you're not catching it in a Master Ball, it's going to use Struggle. So if you're trying to shiny hunt this Pokemon, just be aware of that. It's going to kill itself unless you catch it very fast. But if you don't want the Master Ball, you could always change the ball that it's in using another ace code. With the change any data of any Pokemon code that I've showed before on this channel. Now, if you wanted to encounter another Jirachi or whatever Pokemon that you're using or wanting to encounter, you can just click or press A on this guy again and you'll start another encounter. So you don't have to execute the code again, you can simply talk to the guy as many times as you like. Now, this effect, I think, will be in the game until you change your codes. Okay, let's have a look at these Jirachis. So the first one has a careful nature, and the second one has jolly. So as you can see, they get random natures. These also have the same stats, but they do also get random IVs. In this case, they just had very similar IVs. Yeah, and it comes with a star piece, so that's kind of cute. So once you start leveling it up, either through battles, getting XP, or with a rare candy, it's going to start learning moves. So at level 1, it's going to learn the basic moves that every Pokemon has at level 1. In this case, it's the Confusion and Wish for Jirachi. And yeah, so once you keep leveling it up further, it's going to learn all the normal moves it usually learns. Another thing you can do, if you've watched some of my other videos, you can take this Jirachi and you can change it, or whatever Pokemon that you have, change the IVs with it, with another code, and you can change the... so it's shiny, you can make it shiny, and you can, you know, teach it any moves and things like that. So that is it for this code on how to encounter any Pokemon. It's much more efficient than my previous video on setting up on my Island and all that stuff. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.